हरि ओम। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। Bhagavad Gita, a conversation with God daily. Today, chapter 2, sloka number 62. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते. Yesterday we saw that one who is devoted towards God can control his senses easily. And today Krishna continues, it's not enough if you just control your senses. I will not see this, I will not hear this, I will not hear anyone gossip, I will not look at unnecessary things. Controlling the senses, that alone is not enough. Controlling the mind is also important. The thoughts actually. I'll not listen to any gossip. I'll not listen to any gossip. But always thinking about that gossip. That thought, that itself should totally be given up. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. When you actually think about something, you actually saw one of your relatives wearing a beautiful jewel in a marriage, and you keep thinking about it. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. That jewelry was so beautiful. And after a few days, sangaha teshu upajayate. You develop an attachment towards it. Wherever you see some jewelry advertisement or something, you keep looking for a similar type, and then you start searching for the cost of the jewel. How much will it cost? And then gradually you start thinking, maybe I'll buy one. I will buy one. Sangha sanjayate kamaha. You develop an attachment, and then that attachment gradually gives rise to desire. I will save some money and maybe I'll buy one for myself. In next 6 months, I'll buy that for me. You think. Kamat krodobhijayate. So now that desire has arisen that you will buy that jewel. Now 3 months, 4 months, it's now 5 months. Whatever money you had saved for that jewel, somehow it got spent for something else. So you are not able to buy that. Now you develop an anger. When your desire is not fulfilled, that gives rise to anger. You start shouting at your husband. What is the use of having married you? So many years. You haven't bought one single jewel for me. You, whatever we earn, everything that is spent only towards this, towards that, I have not been able to buy this, I have not been able to buy that. One small thing of not having been able to buy that jewel now becomes as if your husband did not buy anything at all for you all these years of marriage. So it gives rise to anger. Then krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. When you get angry, then you totally get confused. Anyone, if he gets angry, then we just totally, we don't realize what we are actually speaking. Overcome by anger, we just say something which we don't actually mean, but somehow we say all those things. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. We lose our memory regarding what should be done, what should not be done. We have learned so many things from our elders. We have learned so many things from books. We have listened to so many good things. And now we totally forget all that because we are unable to think. We don't think at all. Totally overcome by anger. We don't remember the good things and our intelligence is destroyed. The ability to discriminate, that is destroyed. And finally, when one's intelligence is destroyed, the person itself gets destroyed. So, one small single thought that gives rise to attachment, then attachment to desire, desire gives rise to anger, anger to confusion, and then confusion totally destroys our intelligence, and when our intelligence gets destroyed, then it leads to total destruction, to great losses. Next shloka. रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा prasadam adhigacchati. Now the exact opposite Krishna says. You are totally devoid of desire and hatred. I want this desire. Oh, I just hate it. I don't want it. That is hatred. One who is totally devoid of either desire or hatred. Whatever happens, okay, let it happen. One who is of that attitude. One who has his senses under control. One whose thoughts are directed towards God. One whose thoughts are directed towards the Atma. Such a person is always at peace. He is always peaceful. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir asyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhif paryavatishthate. And when somebody is peaceful, then all sorrows get destroyed. See, only when you are agitated, you are very tensed about something. When you are tensed about something, just don't think about the problem at all. For 2 or 3 days, just don't think about the problem at all. Do something else. And after 3 days, now you just think about the problem. You will see that the problem itself does not exist. Because half the reason was your attitude, your confusion. The problem didn't exist. You created a problem because of your confusion, your tension. So when you are peaceful, all problems vanish. They don't exist at all. a very happy mind, a mind which is so bright and happy. That mind actually gets established in the Atma. It gets established in proper things. Next shloka. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयत शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्. First he said, when you are peaceful, all problems get solved by themselves and you are established in the highest intelligence. Now he says, Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. One, on the other hand, if you are not of a balanced attitude, if you don't control your senses, you just see whatever you want, you eat whatever you want, you sleep whenever you want, you get up whenever you want, you listen to all sorts of nonsense, you do what all should not be done, no discipline at all in your life. You have no control over your senses. If someone is like that, then his thoughts cannot converge towards God. A person who is not disciplined in any way, he cannot develop an interest towards God. If you are all now listening to Bhagavad Gita, you all felt okay, oh, we'll learn Bhagavad Gita. We listen to it. You are all interested in knowing what is said in the Gita. You are after that knowledge. That sort of an attitude one develops only because to some extent you have got your senses under control. To some extent at least you feel, I should listen to good things. I should develop good thoughts. So, control of the senses is needed at least to some extent. And if you don't develop any interest at all towards God, then you have totally no feelings towards God. There are many in this world like that. If they are totally disinterested towards God, then they don't think about Him at all. And when you don't think about something at all, then you cannot develop any dhyana about it. Only constant thinking is called meditation. When you don't even have a fleeting thought about God, then constantly thinking about God, that doesn't arise at all. And when you don't think about God at all, that leads to lack of peace. The slightest thought about God gives immense peace. We listen to just 20 minutes of Gita daily. Somehow we are peaceful. Or we go to the temple. We sit there for 10 minutes. We feel so at peace. Oh, I feel so good. We listen to a bhajan. We feel so good. So, being connected with God in some way, it actually bestows peace. And the exact opposite of not being interested in God itself actually leads you to so much unrest of the mind. The mind gets agitated. It is not peaceful. And when the mind is not peaceful, you cannot think about happiness at all. An agitated mind can never be happy. So, with this we'll stop for today. Controlling the senses and being devoted to God. That is going to make us peaceful and that is going to give us all happiness right up to Brahmananda, the happiness of even moksha. Till that is possible if we are able to control our senses a bit. Hari.